If you've spent years, maybe even decades, learning Spanish, but you still feel like your accent just screams tourist, you are definitely not alone. You've got the vocabulary, you've nailed the grammar, but something still sounds, well, a little off.
So why is that? Why does that accent stick around? Well, the answer is probably not what you're thinking. It has almost nothing to do with how you're moving your tongue or shaping your lips. The real reason is hiding somewhere a lot deeper. All right, let's try a quick experiment right here, right now. I want you to take one deep breath and then say the phrase, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Over and over again until you completely run out of air. Go on, give it a shot. I'll wait.
Okay, so how'd you do? Did you get maybe 3, 4 if you really pushed it? If you ran out of steam pretty quickly, don't worry, that's totally normal for an English speaker. That feeling of hitting a wall and running out of air so fast.
Well, that's the problem we're talking about. See, this isn't a test of your lung capacity. It's a test of your breath efficiency. A native speaker can often rattle off 10, 15, sometimes even more repetitions on a single breath. And that's because the real metric for fluency here isn't syllables per second, it's syllables per breath. And that points to a huge fundamental difference in how the language is powered. For years, we've been taught to focus on articulation, right? Put your tongue here, shape your lips like this. But honestly, that's like trying to fix a car engine by polishing the hood. The real issue is aerodynamic. You see, English and Spanish run on two completely different breath engines. The English engine is all about pressure. It's a stop-and-go system. We build up little pockets of air behind our consonants and then release them in these tiny bursts. Think of it like a series of small dams on a river. But the Spanish engine, it's completely aerodynamic. It's built on a continuous, smooth, uninterrupted flow of air. It's not the dam, it's the river itself. Here's a quote that just nails it perfectly. English is a percussion instrument. It has sharp, distinct beats. We hit our consonants. But Spanish is a wind instrument, where the consonants are just these gentle changes to a continuous note that you're playing from your lungs. Okay, so you're probably wondering, if Spanish is this continuous flow of air, how in the world do you even make consonant sounds without stopping it? Well, the answer to that is the secret to unlocking that native-sounding rhythm. It's a concept called elastic closure. Now, it sounds a little technical, but the idea is actually super simple. With elastic closure, your articulators, that's your lips, your tongue, they don't actively clamp down to stop the air. Instead, they make this brief, almost passive contact, and the continuous stream of air just immediately pushes them back open. Just imagine a swinging door in a gust of wind. The door flaps, but it never actually stops the wind, right? The air is doing all the work. This one idea explains so much, like why some Spanish sounds seem so soft, the B in lobo or the D in nada. That's elastic closure in action. The lips or the tongue, they just touch for a split second, really passively, without that muscular force we're so used to using in English. And the dreaded rolled R? Oh, yeah, this is a game changer. It's not about muscular control, it's the perfect example of elastic closure happening really fast. Your tongue is just held loosely in place, and the continuous airflow is what makes it vibrate. It's basically a tongue raspberry. You don't vibrate your tongue, you let the air vibrate it for you. This also explains why Spanish can sound so lightning fast and connected. You hear a phrase like los otros, and it sounds like one long, smooth word, los otros. That's because the continuous airflow literally erases the space between words. There are no stop-and-go pressure breaks, so everything just flows together. Okay, so this isn't just some abstract theory. Understanding this whole aerodynamic engine gives you a brand new, body-based way to practice. It's all about retraining your speech from the ground up, starting from the lungs. So here are 3 drills you can try. First, practice speaking whole phrases on a single, continuous, relaxed sigh. This literally trains your body to maintain that airflow. Second, for sounds like a B, relax your mouth and just let the airflow catch your lips and bring them together, instead of you actively squeezing them shut. And third, before you even start to speak, pretend you're fogging up a mirror. That gentle ha, ah sound gets your throat into that open, relaxed posture that the whole Spanish engine runs on. Ultimately, what this really calls for is a total mindset shift. You have to stop thinking about making sounds with your mouth and start thinking about releasing sounds on your breath. And listen, if you've struggled with your accent, this should feel so validating. It was never about a lack of effort or having a bad ear.
The Gringo accent is simply the sound of a percussion instrument trying to play a wind instrument's music. It's the sound of two completely different engines colliding.
By focusing on the breath, you can finally learn to switch engines. This isn't about memorizing one more rule, it's about changing your entire physical approach to speaking Spanish. So, the real question is, are you ready to stop fighting the current and finally start flowing with it?